Good morning, everybody from Dead Car Rescue. I'm going to keep this short and simple. We're going to go rescue a 1967 Ford Bronco. Let's go get it. As you see, I got me a 67 Ford Bronco. I don't know if you can see that manifold on that exhaust manifold is coming right down over the top of the frame. The bolts are actually protruding toward the frame on this thing. So that's not going to work. Got him some spacers here, all thread bolt. That's not going to work. Have to make some brackets to hold that down. Ground wire's seen better days. Of course, it's a ground. At least he spent some money on the positive cable. Let's check the oil on it. See what the oil says. It says add. But the oil looks clean. We can add oil. I'll work with that later when I got two hands. Looks like I got a little Holly carburetor on there and a Ford Racing intake. I have never seen one of these. I don't even know what it does. Other than when one of them's flooding out, it puts it back there where the other one is, where the other bowl is. We used to do a piece of hose that way for the race cars in case something happened. I don't think it's got power steering. There it is, but it's not there. So it could be there. It should be there. It will be there when I get through with it. Now this manifold over here, the exhaust looked like it's coming out okay. And you can tell he hadn't run it much because he's still got that blue Ford paint on the manifolds. He said he put this motor in this Bronco when he was 16. He didn't say he had any help or nothing. He just said he put it in there. And my goodness, what in the world is this thing? I have never seen one twisted around like that. I know it's a brake booster and a master cylinder, but you ever seen anything like that? That's like, get that thing out of the way. Get that thing away from me. That's what the motor said. Ford said, okay, we'll build this thing here. Got the electronic ignition. I hate that. But, man, that body's solid. Bronco. It's got a good windshield in it, except for a itty-bitty chip. Right there. 1980 was the last inspection sticker, which I don't know when they quit doing inspections in Arkansas, but there's the gas tank is gone. I say that's the gas tank. It was a 2 gas tanker. Oh, that one might work. That one might be hooked up. I hope so. Tires, they're weather cracked really bad. When I aired them up a while ago, you could see some big old cracks in them. You know, the body looks really good. It's not rusted out. Dobbs Ford, Memphis, Tennessee. I remember them. Let's see here. Okay. Just swings out of the way. Spare tire. Let's see what's in the back of it here. Well, that holds itself up. Okay, got a torpedo heater. There's the other neck for the gas tank. Hey, what kind of speakers? I can't tell, but they look good. Hey, Breaker 19, got your ears on there, good buddy? Yeah, come on. What's the lot lizard situation look like over at the truck stop? Ooh, that's a 23 channel Midland, by the way. You know, I had one of those when I first started trucking. Doggone good radio. There's a heater core. Heater core. Well, it don't look bad. Might be good. Okay. It's like a mini Sprint. And there's a brake. Tells me the brakes are bad. Have no idea what that is or that is. Got us some gas. Got us a big old hammer back there. Of course, he will get all this stuff back. It's his stuff. And he'd like to drink that beer. Hey, bear man. But there you go. It looks pretty good, don't it? It's all there. I bet this thing was really a nice ride when it was new. Have you noticed no rust on this thing? None. I don't see any rust holes anywhere. All right. Let's take a look inside. Brake pads. All right, breather. Power steering hoses. Shop rags. There's a brake caliper. It looks brand new. Man, that thing right there is hard to find. We tried to find one for the LTD, but it needed to be longer than this one. Got a jack stand and an ashtray. See what's in the glove compartment. Shotgun shell. It's got an AM/FM radio. Smoke-free, nicotine-free. What is this? Smoke-free, nicotine-free. 100% nicotine-free. Huh, never heard of them. There's the other caliper. Even the floor mat looks pretty decent in this thing. There's a headlight. Oh, Elvis Presley. You'll never walk alone with Elvis Presley. Another jack stand. Let's see what's in the box. There's a choke cable. Gotta have a choke cable. Found that out. A little Makita drill. Nails. Headlight assembly. Glass bottles. There's a Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper, dispose of properly. And a Pepsi. Those are old bottles. It's a money back bottle. I bet a lot of you guys out there saying, man, I want that. I'd like to have that. This was his grandpa's truck, our Bronco. And his grandpa left it to him. But somehow or another, the motor was bad. I don't know why. And it's got a big old winch on the front of it. It says big old winch. Single line, 1,500 pounds, 2,000 pounds. Well, there's what we got to work with. So, I guess the only way to get it going is to get started getting it going. So we're going to try to get it in the shop. We'll see how it goes. Okay, folks, what we're going to do, we didn't clean it up outside, blow it off, wash it off, because my power washer's put up for the winter. But we're going to take a vacuum cleaner and get in here and clean up some of this stuff that's in the way, like leaves and stuff like that. And we're also going to clean up the engine bay. We're going to take the heater hoses loose, take them off, clean up some wiring a little bit, and then we're going to start working on it, trying to get it running. Okay, let's go. Don't need that anymore. I don't know what this goes to, but we'll just leave it alone for now. What these go to. Let's even see if this, oh, the power steering pump's just laying in here. Okay, I do notice in the master cylinder, there's some little bit of crud in there. I think I'm going to try to vacuum that out because the little hole that the fluid drains in down into the brakes is clear. It's not stopped up, but it does have some goop in there. So I'm just going to kind of squirt something in there to like PV Blaster or something like that and suck it out. Get the vacuum cleaner back out. I'm going to try some brake cleaner in that. That looks pretty good. It's got some brake fluid in the back chamber, but the front chamber is dry. That might be where that drum come off of, and I'm not sure. But we put a little bit in there just to see what happens. If it leaks out on the floor, we'll know something's going on. You see how it works, if it works. Okay. The carburetor's not froze up. That's good. Hey, we gotta have some gas. Don't have any gas. Gotta go get gas. Have you got gas? Okay, I'm gonna unplug the fuel line. Turn the key on. I know the key has fire to it, but I'm gonna turn the key on and try to pump some of the fuel into a jug and see what it looks like. Hopefully it'll look good and smell good. I doubt it. Okay. He did say they had an electric fuel pump. That don't smell good. It smells bad. It smells bad. Well, the battery is graveyard dead, so We're gonna hook up a booster pack to it and see if the thing comes on. No electric fuel pump. Huh. Maybe it's got a wire or something that goes to the fuel pump. Maybe that's what this wire is. Let's see. Nope. Okay. We're gonna have to find out where the electric wire is or why the electric fuel pump's not working. Okay, the fuel pump does work. I can hear it working. We're gonna run one wire all the way up to the key switch somehow or another. But fuel pump need a little persuasion. And once I persuaded it, it works fine. So no problems there. Let's see if it pumps clean fuel though. Whoa. That looks good. That smells bad, but you know, it's clear. Don't look like varnish going through there or nothing. So we're gonna say good. We're gonna hook it back up and see if we can get this thing to fire off. Oh, I got a lot of fuel in there. Tell you what we're gonna do, we're gonna change the battery on it. I've got a hot battery, I'm gonna try that. It's not a 7/16. Must be a 3/8. Not a 3/8. Must be one of those 10mm jobs. Don't they know these vehicles don't use 10mm? Negative, positive. Ugh. Okay. I'm thinking he tried to start this thing after he asked me to come look at it or before. There's some signs I can see that he's been into it lately. Oh, it goes to the winch. I was thinking, what in the heck is that? See, there's some of the signs. Just clean the cables on it. And he told me the battery was good too, so you know, the battery's just graveyard dead right now. But who knows, it might charge up. I think he's went and bought a battery before to put on it. Okay. Positive battery cable, negative battery cable. Here's the fuel pump. Let's pour a little gas in the carburetor before we hook that fuel pump up and see if we can get it started. What better way to do it than pour SAE 80W90 gear oil in the carburetor? That should start it. Should be enough. Okay. I do not have a throttle cable on here, so we're just going to see what it does. Fires off and hits, I don't know. Okay. All right. It did start. Couldn't tell much about it without the. Okay, what we'll do. We'll pump fuel up to the carburetor. See what it does. Can't hear it doing anything. I can hear the fuel pump working. I'm going to shoot a little gas down the carburetor just in case. Gas was coming out of the carburetor onto through the exhaust manifold onto the top of the frame where the exhaust comes out at and burning. If you had exhaust on it, you'd never see that. But we did. I think it might be out of time. Ooh, say we'll turn. firing order on it. Okay, the firing order is 13726548. And I think the distributor turns, the rotor turns this way, which is clockwise. I'm gonna find out for sure. I want to be positive. All right, let's see if it turns clockwise or counterclockwise. Oh, it turns counterclockwise. All right, that makes a difference. All right. Now, number one on a Ford is on this side of the engine, on the passenger side. Number one on the Chevrolet is on this side. Yeah. Yeah. One. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But this cylinder, this head cylinder is sticking out further than that one. Let's see. Let's just say, for instance, 1 is here. All right, that's the first one on that side. If it turns counterclockwise, this one should be 3. And it's not. 1, 3. That one's showing 3. All right, gonna have to do some research on a Ford. I'm not a Ford guy, but I will get back with you eventually. All right, did some research. For a 302, it's 15426378. That other firing order's for a 5.8 is what it says in when I Googled it. So I have checked all the firing order counterclockwise. Everything works out. Number 1 is over there, 1, 2, 3, 4. And the driver's side is 5, 6, 7, 8. I haven't checked the number 1 to see if that's distributors lined up on number 1 yet though, but that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull the number 1 plug out, bring the cylinder up to top dead center, and see where the distributor cap rotor button is pointing to. Let's do it. Okay, gotta have my spark plug wire removal tool. Works every time. Oh, 5/8 socket. Ratchet. Alright, see what the plugs look like. Ooh-wee. Somebody poured too much gas in that thing. Wonder if that was me. Okay. gotta have the battery cable on it. Shows compression right there. Let me mark that harmonic balancer. Ford doesn't have a groove in it like a Chevrolet does. I don't know why. Here's something that might cause a problem. Down in the hole where this goes, might cause the hood not to close. Michelob Ultra. Yep. Okay, we're gonna bump this thing back over again. Try number one again. I want to look to see where that mark is. Right there. Hopefully the mark is where I can see it. Piston. I'm going to take it as when the compression came out, it turned just a little bit further than it would have. It probably was starting to go back down. When I backed it up to where the marks were, that's where it should have been when it had compression. So let's see where the rotor button is pointing. Okay. Number one is right here. It's right here. So the rotor button ought to be pointing right there. And it is. Okay, so this thing is in order, firing order, it's right. And it's in time. So something was causing it not to run too good a while ago. Maybe that. We'll see. Try to get her fired back up again. Okay. gasoline. All right, I think the distributor's probably out of whack. Just gotta find that sweet spot on that. It runs, but it runs rough. Okay, I'm gonna remove all the spark plugs on this engine and see what they tell me. Number one says there was a lot of gas in it, but I poured a lot of gas in it. I want to make sure it's not a plug broke or something like that, causing it to run real rough. Number two looks okay. Sooty with gas. Not sooty. The back two cylinders are not as sooty as the first two cylinders. Looks like new plugs. I don't know when they were put in, but they look new. Let's get the other ones out. I think we'll do a compression test on it while we're at it. All right, the third one back, which is one number 3, it's got 120 pounds of compression. All the rest of them are good, and 120 will be better than 80. So it's not bad, but not good. Okay, let's check this other side. Let's see what it says. I'm going to guess 145. What do you guys think? Dole, you can't guess 190 pounds of pressure. It's not going to have it. I don't care if your brother-in-law is a mechanic. Good Lord. Dole. All right, here you go. $140. See, Doyle, I told you. Your brother-in-law don't know everything. 190 pounds of compression. You think this is a race car? I'm gonna get eight of those. 145 pounds. Remember, 8. Wait, revolutions. Done. 8 revolutions. That's better than those. There's 8. Almost 150, just like it, just a little bit. We'll take that. Now this back one is going to be so hard to get to, we might just guess at it. Nope. Now here at my garage, we take chances. Now if you took this to town, they would probably pull the steering column out of it to check the compression. We ain't doing that. We're going to say it's good, and we're going to cross our fingers. Now I'm going to see if I can find some more plugs. I think those might just be gas logged. Okay, I don't have any plugs, so I'm going to put the old ones back in, and I'm going to clean them up first. Just brush them off a little bit with a grinder. I think we're going to try to fire it up again. If we got battery power, it should start. Turn it on. Something is wrong. What if I wired it up the other way? I've got it on 15426378. What if I wired it up 13726548? Why did they change those? Okay, we're going to try it that way. If something's wrong this way. So 13726548. We'll see if it runs that way. Maybe that's the problem he had with it. I don't know. Okay, one. Oh. We're going to try this. All right. 1, 3. Oh, no, I'm backwards. Get this over. 15426378. 1, 5. Let's see. One, 5, 4. It's counterclockwise. 1, 5, 4, 2. Six. 3. 7. 8. I mean, what we got to lose? We need a bit more gas. All right. Try it again. still don't sound right, but it's not backfiring popping. How could it run through all that? Changing those wires around all that way I did. With Chevrolet, if you flip a couple of wires around, you get popping and backfiring, and that is just running rough. One five 426378. 302 Ford. One five 4 2 6 3 7 8. 1542638. Somebody's trying to tell me something right now. I can feel it. What do you mean I better stick with Chevrolets? I gotta learn on Fords too. If I wired it up the other way, I don't think it would even run. I can't remember what we wired the LTD up on. And that was 6.4, I think, or something like that. 6.4 liter. But that book, that internet website I pulled up, it said 302. Most Ford engines except 5.8, which I'm not a numbers guy. I don't know the numbers for a 5.8. A 5.0 is a 302. I'm going to say 351. Windsor or Cleveland. That's probably what it is. The Windsor or the Cleveland. One of them wires up different than the other. I bet the Cleveland wires up different. That's the 5.8. I bet you. Am I right, Ford guys? The Cleveland has a different firing order than a Windsor. 351. Well, I'll figure it out tomorrow. It's getting late, I'm getting tired. The wife's in from work. Got to spend a little time with her. By the way, I didn't work again this week. The loads going to Pennsylvania I usually haul, they're just not there. So I figure everybody's bought all they're going to buy until the first of the year. So that might make the freight a little bit slow for me, but it'll give me more time to work on my stuff. It'll probably start kicking back in probably in March. And it really starts to pick up the truckers hauling steel. Well, anyway, we're going to call it a night. see y'all tomorrow. We'll talk about this some more. Good night. Okay, welcome back to Dead Car Rescue. We're back out here this morning. I'm going to try to fire this thing up again and find out why it's not running right. I had some time to sleep over it and didn't think of nothing. So I'm going to just play with it and figure it out like I always do. Let's go. Oh, there's plenty of that. All right, fuel pump's still working. That's a good thing. What I need is one of those little starter buttons. It make things so much easier on me. Every time I go to O'Reilly's or something like that, I look for them and I never see them. I guess I could order one online, but I keep forgetting. Okay, let's try to fire this thing off this morning. She said, no, leave me alone. No. Okay. All right, what we're gonna do is go buy some new spark plugs. I know these looked almost new when the kid probably put them in maybe 14, 15 years ago, I don't know. So we're gonna go get some new ones and go from there. Okay, let me tell you what I did. I went and got 8 new spark plugs. I had to get AC Delco, I didn't have any auto lights like I wanted. I put 8 spark plugs in it, and I also checked, I took the distributor cap off and checked the play when I was turning the engine back and forward with the spark plugs out. I was turning it back and forward and watching the rotor button. Now if I moved the crankshaft quite a bit and then the rotor button started moving, I knew there was a lot of slack in the timing chain. But there wasn't. It seemed good. As soon as I started turning the engine, the rotor button started moving. So that's a good thing. And on the way to town, I got to thinking, you know, that Bronco was not hitting on all cylinders. So I changed the spark plug firing order to the, hold on, 13726548. That's supposed to be for a 5.8, but you know, everything you read on the internet cannot be trusted. So you got to do a little research other than the first time you find something. I got to thinking, I'm going to try that, and we're going to see if it works. I've not started it yet since I got back. Cross your fingers for me. Now some of you Ford guys, you probably already know this, whatever is wrong with this thing, but I don't. I'm a Chevrolet guy, and I've never worked on Ford since I was a teenager. So I'm starting in on Fords now. I don't know how I got so many doggone Fords. But anyway, I'm going to turn the key on, and we're going to give it a shot. If it backfires or whatever, I'll know that's not right. Put a little bit of gas in it. One way or the other, we're going to figure it out, because I know it's running. So you guys just be patient with me. We'll learn together, okay? Those that don't know, and me, we'll learn together. Okay. Cross your fingers. Yeehaw! That's what I'm talking about. I knew that was the correct firing order in the first place. I know a thing or two about a thing or two, you know what I mean? Ain't no engine nowhere that I can't get going. It might take me 2 or 3 starters and a couple of batteries and 5 gallons of gas, but eventually I will make it run. Yes! I have redeemed myself. Stand up, squall a little bit, but all right, what happened, guys? Ford guys, tell me, text me, tell me what I done wrong. For the next Ford I work on, the 302, I've got to put that 302 in my Fairlane. So I got to know this stuff. And my brother Flash, he's a Ford guy. he's a little better at working on Fords. I'm better at working on Chevrolets. So I really needed him here. He's a no-show, just like George Jones. But I didn't ask him to come over. If I'd have asked him, he'd have been here. But, you know, I wanted to see if I could do it myself. And I did. So if I can do it, you can do it. Eventually, you can do it too, just like I just did. I got this thing going. It's not hitting. It's not missing no more. It's hitting on all 8 cylinders. It brings a smile to my face. You know what I mean? I was beginning to think I was losing my touch working on cars, and then this happens, and it makes me feel a little worse because I'm doing this in front of you guys. But that's the way you do it. You just got to keep plugging at it and keep getting on the internet and looking and trying to figure out what you did wrong. I don't have a Ford guy to ask. I don't really know of but a couple of Ford guys, and they're all busy and everything. So me and the old internet figured it out. Okay, guys, that's going to be it for this video. We're going to have to crank out another video of me finishing it up, and we'll do that next week, after Christmas. So I want to let you know, first of all, before I go, how much I appreciate my subscribers. And you guys, I've got like 2,600 and something subscribers now. You don't know how much that means to me. And I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I hope someday I've got like 10,000. That's my goal. 10,000. And then we'll go from there. But this is like a dream come true. I'm doing what I love to do. I'm getting ready to retire. So hey, by the way, I need your subscriptions, because I'm getting ready to retire next year, and I don't want to work for the man here and there, everywhere, driving a truck, you know, to grain mills and out in the cotton fields, stuff like that. I'm done with trucking. I want to be done with it for good. If I can get this thing going, this YouTube channel, going to where I can buy some cars. Now these cars right here, everything you see me working on, these are cars that other people own. And I'm helping them out by doing free labor. All I'm doing is charging them for the parts and $100 for shop fee for supplies that I use out of my shop, like the heater and gas and electric and welding wire and stuff like that. Electrical tape, blah, blah, blah. You know, it goes on and on. But I'm doing it to help other people right now. Someday I want to go start buying cars. And I used to buy cars, but I didn't buy one maybe every 6 months or something like that. And that's not enough for a YouTube channel. So hang in there with me. Subscribe to my channel. So until next time, God bless and thank you.